Good morning! Hi guys.
Hi, I'm Dale, and I currently live in the Philippines, very close to Manila, in the city of Pasig, and I am the Brainless American.
It's Brainless American. And my name is Icel, and I'm a Filipina. I live here in Pasig also. But before, I lived in Marikina. It's one of the city here in Metro Manila area.
So, officially part of the Manila area,
Yes.
called the Central Manila area, but anyhow, I've been living in the Philippines for a few years, but just moved to Pasig. And so I'm excited about being in a new area. I'm not sure why I moved here, other than that there's really pretty girls in the area that you can look around and you can find them sometimes. And so it's kind of fun being here. But anyway, as you can see, I like to look down at my notes. Why? Because I'm the Brainless American. Okay, so you'll have to forgive me. It's just the way that I am. And so you may wonder, if I'm brainless, why are you listening to me? I don't know. Why are you listening to me? But anyhow, you said your name, right?
Yes.
Yes, okay. She said her name. She may not be brainless like me then. But anyhow, when I moved here a few years ago, I started a written blog, and I had every intention of writing it once a week. And I decided I might put the third entry in soon, just for the fun of it. We're hoping to do this here on YouTube every week.
Yes.
We'll see if that actually happens. My past history doesn't indicate it, but hopefully it's going to, because she'll help me.
I will.
I found her wandering the streets and brought her in and said, you need to help me. She laughs now. We'll see if she's laughing later after we turn off the video. But anyhow, this is a good day to have the beginning of this. Hopefully, we're going to say something that sparks your interest, and after you watch this, you'll make a comment. I do reserve the right to delete all comments or any comment that I don't like because it's just rude or not pertinent to what we were talking about. But we want to hear things that you're interested in, or your comments on what we said. Things that you're interested in pertinent to what we are involved in. Now, so far as my being the brainless American, why am I brainless? Well, back around 1999, I started having really, really severe epilepsy. I'd had it my whole life, but it hadn't been very bad until I turned 20. Then I got it somewhat under control, and then when I was in my 30s, in 1999, it went kind of crazy on me, and I had to quit work. Life wasn't that good at the time. I was having lots of problems, and the neurologist said, "Hey, maybe you should have part of your brain cut out." And that was a little bit scary. They wanted to cut out my brain. Is my brain.
And where is that now? Is it in UCLA?
Well, it was a UCLA doctor decided he would cut out my brain. Okay, part of my brain on the right side. They cut out my amygdala and my hippocampus. If you're not familiar with that, the amygdala has to do with emotions, and other things. And the hippocampus especially has to do with your memory. If you're familiar with anyone who has Alzheimer's or dementia, you know they can't remember hardly anything. Often they turn away from you and they turn back. They've already forgotten that you were there. And, well, I don't have that hippocampus on this side. I still have one on this side. Or I would be like that. And so I'm very thankful to still have the left side of my brain. We think it's intact. But I still have some problems with epilepsy, but it's under much better control than it's been ever. And so I'm happy with that. At UCLA, one of the fun things about, just to let you know, if you ever have to have your brain surgery, in my case, I got 29 staples for them to hold all my skin on that they had cut off or peeled back. And so I had these 29 staples, and I would go to Walmart and sit down on one of the little carts and zoom around Walmart. And when I was in line, little kids would look at me and they, and I go, "You think this is bad? All these staples? Yeah, you should have seen my big brother, Frankenstein." My older brother got a phone call saying, "Hey, your little brother Dale's scaring the kids at Walmart, telling them Frankenstein's his brother." And okay, I admit it. It was fun. I don't think any of the kids were all that too seriously scared. None of them ran away screaming. But probably their parents did. Anyhow, so if you ever have brain surgery, remember, you can have some fun. Other than that, you look at women and you go, "Oh, I need help," and see if you can work up any pity. Anyhow, getting back on the subject here, I hope to discuss epilepsy at great length in the future episodes.
Yes.
And talk about things that how epilepsy affects you, and especially how brain surgery affects you, or how brain damage affects you. I've known several people with brain damage, including one of my sisters had brain damage. And I hope some people will come on with me and discuss their brain damage and how it has affected them. And yes, I asked my neurosurgeon if this was anything similar to I hate it when this is one of the problems with brain damage. Coming up with words that you know are really difficult sometimes, and I was trying to come up with TBI, traumatic brain injury. And I asked my surgeon if this was anything like having a TBI. And he said, "Well, your brain doesn't know whether you were in an accident or if my scalpel cut your brain. All it knows is it's got damage." And so I guess he's in the business of causing TBIs. But anyhow, I'm happy that he did. It didn't do all that we had hoped, but I'm better than I was.
It is the same with the 51st Date, no?
Yes, 51st Dates, if you saw that movie. Great movie. She forgets everything every night, and in the morning starts life over again. One line in that movie mentions that she already had one hippocampus damaged, and then in her car accident, she had the other hippocampus damaged. And that's what had happened to her. Now, in reality, the fact that she could remember until the end of the day was amazing. Because if it was full damage to the hippocampus, she probably would have just lost it within a minute, or or even seconds. So, but that's the same type of idea. And so for me, it's very difficult remembering things. Learning a new person and remembering who they are. I have to meet them up to 10 different times. I try to equate them with a whole bunch of different things so that my brain will keep creating new images of them, new things to equate them with, so it'll have more memories of them, and I'll be better chance of remembering them. And remembering names are really difficult most of the time for me. Sometimes something snaps in there and I remember, but not always. I'm sorry, what was your name?
Oh, no. My name is Icel.
Clarissa does not like it when I act like I don't remember her
Yes.
name. So,
And we were here. We're supposedly would like to inspire people in creating this vlog. Yes, love.
yes, she knows that she wants to inspire people. I want to scare people. Her inspiration will help some people remember, and my scaring people will help others remember.
Yes. And we are hoping that this will be not our first and last video. We will also explore places and we will give comments on it.
We'd like to talk about the fact of what it's like to live in the Philippines, both from a local's standpoint and as an expat. An expat or expatriate just means somebody who's from another country but living in the Philippines. And so, what is it like for me to live in the Philippines? And is it a good thing or a bad thing? And what does it take to live here? One of the best things is have a local that helps you. That's a great feature. I did want to mention that my doctor, one of the things that happened when, and this was back in 2002, you have to remember, I had studied up and I knew for a fact that 3 to 4% of the people who had the surgery died. And so I wanted to know, well, had out of the last 100 or so, had he already lost 3 or 4 people, so maybe I shouldn't die, statistically. And so I asked him, out of the last 100 people, how many had died? And remember, he's a UCLA doctor and a UCLA professor. So he said, oh, no, that's out of the total number of patients. Statistically, the ones who died had all come from UC Irvine. So if anyone from UC Irvine is there, write a letter to Dr. Mathern and ask him about that. And if you're at UC Irvine, look around and if you see a young man with a last name of Welch, an 18-year-old boy, yeah, I know, I said boy and young man, he'll always be my boy. Watch out, he's scary. He's a little bit scary. And if his older brother comes by to pick him up or something, be real scared. They're both, I don't know, I think they got too much from their mother, maybe. Okay, maybe not, maybe from their father. Because they would argue that the good things came from their mother and the scary things came from their father. Probably true. But watch out for that Welch kid that lives there at UC Irvine and his brother who might come by and pick him up. Tell them hi for me. But he's not a doctor. He's studying computer science. Anyhow, yes, son, I'm talking about you. And anyhow, we really hope to be able to talk a lot about living here in the Philippines. We'll show you around the subdivision that I live in, the area where I live. I happen to live in De Castro,
Yes.
and I'm going to show you this. I'm really excited about living here. Okay, sometimes I'm not so excited about it. For those of you who haven't ever learned much about the Philippines, almost everything is built of cinder block homes. They're cement block homes, which of course means when it floods, you just get out the hose and wash it off and keep going. Unlike in America where if it floods, you got to tear your walls down and rebuild them.
Maybe we can talk that on the next.
But yeah, we're running out of time. Ran out of time for this one. We hope that you will join us again. We hope that you will comment below and be kind. Yeah, I'd like to look them. No, we won't talk about that right now. She hasn't married me yet, but maybe one day soon. I didn't have enough money this month. We were supposed to get married yesterday. Maybe next month. I don't have any money right now. I live on SSDI. It doesn't pay very much unless you really earned a whole lot. And I unfortunately got my epilepsy became severe at a time when I was just starting to really get to earning some money. And so things kind of fell apart for me. But I'm happy to be alive. I could have been dead. So I was blessed to keep going and blessed to have SSDI. And we'll talk more about that in the future. Comment. Please keep your comments polite and kind. I do reserve the right to delete them. Don't make me do that, please. And hope you'll come back and watch again. Tell your friends about it, especially if they have epilepsy, and tell them to come talk to us. I'd love to have people do a video with me and talk about their experiences with either brain damage or epilepsy. So, this lady is going to try to teach me how to be organized.
Yes.
We hope so. And I'm mostly going to enjoy looking at her. So, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you. And have a wonderful day, everybody.
And because I am the brainless one, she wants me to remind you that I will comment on just about every subject imaginable.
Yes.
Because I think I know everything.
Oh.
Or I'm sorry, no, I do know everything. There's no I think about it.
Signing off.